Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Lily and I'm so excited you're here with me today because we're diving into something that literally changed my entire relationship with the English language. You know that feeling when you're trying to speak English, but your brain keeps going back to your native language? You're translating everything in your head before you say it out loud? Yeah, that used to be me too, and I want to tell you it was incredibly frustrating. I remember being in a meeting with my international team, and someone asked me a simple question, but instead of just responding naturally, I had to pause, translate it in my head, and then speak. It was awkward, slow, and honestly, it made me feel less intelligent than I actually am. But here's what I discovered. That problem wasn't about not knowing enough English words or grammar rules. The real issue was that my brain wasn't wired to think in English naturally. So today, we're going to talk about something that most fluent English speakers have mastered, but almost nobody explicitly teaches you. We're going to explore how to train your brain to think in English. This isn't just about speaking better, although you'll definitely do that. This is about confidence. This is about freedom. This is about unlocking a whole new way of experiencing the world through language. By the end of this episode, you're going to have a complete toolkit of practical strategies that you can start using today. These aren't theories or complicated linguistic concepts. These are real, actionable techniques that have worked for me and for countless people I know. So stick with me, get ready to take some notes, and let's explore this together. Let me start with something really important. When you're learning English, especially if you're not in an English-speaking country, there's this invisible barrier that most people don't talk about. You can study grammar books for years. You can memorize thousands of vocabulary words. You can do all the traditional language learning methods. And yet, when it comes time to speak, something doesn't click. The reason is this. Your brain hasn't made the shift from treating English as a foreign language to treating it as a language you actually think in. Most learners are stuck in translation mode. Their brain is still using their native language as the primary operating system, and they're just converting to English on the fly. It's like trying to run a modern application on ancient software. It's possible, but it's slow, clunky, and exhausting. Think about how native speakers work. When an English speaker thinks about their day, they don't say to themselves, "I will now think about my day," and then translate from some universal thought language into English. No, their thoughts are in English. The language is transparent. It's invisible. It's just how their brain naturally operates. That's the fundamental difference I want to help you bridge. The goal isn't just to be able to speak English. The goal is to make your brain accept English as a natural, primary language for thinking. And the amazing thing is, your brain is incredibly adaptable. It can absolutely learn to do this, no matter what age you are, no matter how long you've been speaking your native language. I've worked with people in their 60s who've completely rewired their thinking patterns. I've worked with teenagers who picked it up in weeks. I've worked with busy professionals who didn't have much time but made incredible progress. The common factor wasn't intelligence or talent or even exposure to English. The common factor was a specific set of strategies that I'm going to share with you today. When you start thinking in English, something magical happens. Your responses become faster because you're not translating anymore. Your pronunciation improves because you're thinking in the rhythms and patterns of English naturally. Your grammar becomes more intuitive because you're not consciously applying rules, you're absorbing patterns. And most importantly, your confidence skyrockets because you're not constantly second-guessing yourself. So before we jump into the strategies, I want you to understand what we're really trying to do here. We're not trying to forget your native language or replace it. That's impossible and honestly not even desirable. What we're doing is creating a new pathway in your brain. We're building a dedicated English thinking channel alongside your native language channel. Your native language will always be there, and that's great. But instead of it being the only way your brain operates, you're going to give your brain the ability to operate in English too. And here's the beautiful part. Once you strengthen that English thinking channel, it actually starts becoming easier than translating. Your brain prefers efficiency. So let's stop talking about the problem and start talking about the solution. Are you ready to learn exactly how to rewire your brain? Let's go! All right, so the first strategy is what I call creating an English bubble around your thoughts, and it starts with something incredibly simple. You're going to begin labeling your environment in English inside your head. Now, you might be thinking, Lily, that sounds too simple. Surely that won't actually change anything. But I'm telling you, this is where everything begins. The reason this works is because your brain learns through repetition and association. Right now, when you look at a coffee cup, your brain immediately makes a connection to the word in your native language. That automatic connection happens in milliseconds. What we're going to do is create a competing automatic connection in English. Here's how this works in practice. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, instead of going through your day on autopilot, you're going to narrate it in your head in English. When you see your phone on the nightstand, don't just see it. Think, there's my phone. When you get out of bed, think, I'm getting out of bed. When you walk to the bathroom, think, I'm walking to the bathroom. Now, I can already hear some of you saying, but Lily, won't that feel weird and unnatural? Yes, absolutely. It will feel weird at first. That's completely normal. Any new mental habit feels weird when you first start. But here's what's amazing. Within about 2 weeks, it stops feeling weird. Within a month, it starts feeling natural. Within 3 months, you don't have to consciously force it anymore. The key is understanding that your brain is incredibly plastic. That means it can change. It can form new neural pathways. When you repeat something consistently, your brain starts to recognize that as the new normal. So those uncomfortable 2 weeks at the beginning, they're actually your brain rewiring itself. You're literally creating new connections. Let me give you a specific morning routine that you can use as a template. When your alarm goes off, think, my alarm is ringing. I need to get up. When you reach for your phone, think, I'm checking the time. It's 7 a.m. I'm still tired, but I need to get moving. When you get out of bed, think, I'm getting out of bed. The floor is cold. I need to find my slippers. See how these aren't complicated sentences? They're exactly how you would naturally think in English if you were a native speaker. You're not saying, I am in the process of retrieving my cellular device. You're just thinking naturally. That's the level of English we want to use in your head. When you walk to the bathroom, think about what you see and do. I'm walking to the bathroom. I see the mirror. I'm turning on the light. It's bright. I need to splash water on my face. The water is cold. That feels good. I'm brushing my teeth. My toothbrush is wet. I'm using my toothpaste. This might seem like a lot, but I'm telling you, this is one of the most powerful things you can do. You're training your brain to narrate your life in English. You're creating a constant English thinking environment. And here's what happens over time. Your brain gets tired of translating and just starts defaulting to English. The beautiful part is that you don't need to do this all day long. You could just do it during your morning routine. That's maybe 20, 30 minutes of English thinking. That's enough to create a powerful impact on your entire day. Once you get comfortable with morning routine, you can expand it to other parts of your day. Let me give you another example. Let's say you're having breakfast. Think, I'm eating breakfast. I made oatmeal. It has blueberries and honey. It tastes delicious. I'm drinking orange juice. The juice is cold and fresh. I need more coffee. Or maybe you're getting ready for work or school. Think, I need to choose what to wear. Maybe the blue shirts or the gray one. The blue one matches better. I'm putting it on. It fits nicely. I'm looking in the mirror. I like how it looks. Now I need to find my keys. Where did I put them? Oh, they're on the table. I'm picking them up. The reason I'm giving you all these examples is because I want you to see that this isn't complicated. You're not memorizing scripts. You're not studying grammar. You're just thinking about your actual daily life in English. That's it. That's the magic. And here's something really important. Don't stress about being perfect. If you can't think of a word, just skip it or use a different word. Your brain isn't going to explode if you say car instead of automobile. In fact, using simple, everyday language is exactly what you want. That's real English. Now let's talk about the second powerful technique, which is talking to yourself in English. And I know what you're thinking. Lily, people will think I'm crazy if I'm talking to myself. And you know what? You might get some funny looks, but honestly, some of the most successful language learners I know do this regularly. The reason this works is because talking, even if it's just to yourself, activates different parts of your brain than silent thinking does. When you speak, you're engaging your speech production system. You're hearing your own voice. You're creating muscle memory for pronunciation. You're making the thinking process more real and tangible. Here's what I want you to do. Find a moment when you're alone. Maybe you're in your car driving. Maybe you're in the shower. Maybe you're taking a walk. Somewhere where it's normal to talk to yourself and you don't feel self-conscious. And then start speaking to yourself in English about what you're doing. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're cooking dinner. You could say out loud to yourself, "Okay, first I need to chop the onions. I'm taking out a cutting board. I'm getting a knife. The onion is fresh. I'm cutting it in half. These pieces are the right size. Now I need to heat up the oil. I'm turning on the stove. I can smell the onion now." This does so many things at once. You're practicing English, you're learning cooking vocabulary, you're getting comfortable with your own accent, you're training your mouth and tongue to make English sounds, and you're making your kitchen time into a learning opportunity. Or let's say you're feeling a strong emotion. Maybe you're frustrated about something. Instead of just letting that frustration bubble up inside you, you could say to yourself, "I'm feeling really frustrated right now. That meeting didn't go the way I wanted. I prepared so much and they didn't listen to my ideas. But you know what? That's okay. I can't control their reaction. I can only control my own effort and attitude." See what's happening there? You're not just thinking the frustration, you're processing it in English. You're developing the ability to express emotions in English, which is incredibly important for emotional intelligence and genuine fluency. Here's another scenario. Maybe you're tired and it's evening. You could say, "It's been a long day. My body feels heavy. I'm exhausted. But I'm proud of what I accomplished today. I worked hard, I helped someone, I learned something new. Now I need to rest and recharge." The beautiful thing about talking to yourself is that it's completely judgment-free. Your audience is you, so you don't have to worry about making mistakes. You can mess up your grammar, mispronounce words, and stutter. And it's fine. You're just practicing. You're just building the skill. I recommend doing this for at least 5 to 10 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be a big block of time. You could do 5 minutes while you're showering. You could do 5 minutes while you're walking somewhere. You could do 10 minutes while you're cooking. The cumulative effect is what matters. And here's a pro tip. Record yourself sometimes. I know that might feel uncomfortable, but listening to your own voice in English is an incredible learning tool. You'll hear your pronunciation, you'll notice your accent, you'll hear where you're confident and where you're hesitant. Then you can work on those areas. Don't listen to the recording and judge yourself harshly though. That's not helpful. Instead, listen with curiosity. "Oh, interesting. I pronounced that word differently than I thought." Or, "I was really fluent in that part. I like how that flowed." It's like coaching yourself. You're your own best language teacher. Another thing you can do is have imaginary conversations. This is where you pretend you're talking to someone, but obviously you're doing it in your head or out loud to yourself. For example, you could imagine you're meeting someone new at a party. You could practice the conversation. In your mind, you could say, "Hey, I'm Lilly. I don't think we've met before." Then imagine they respond, "Oh, hi Lilly. I'm Marcus. Nice to meet you." Then you respond, "Nice to meet you too. How do you know the host?" And they say, "We work together." You say, "Oh, cool. What do you do for work?" This kind of mental rehearsal is powerful because you're practicing real communication situations in a safe environment. There's no pressure. You can pause and think about what to say. You can practice different ways of saying things. You're literally rehearsing real life in your head. You could practice ordering food at a restaurant. "Hi, I'd like a table for 2, please. Do you have any tables by the window?" "Perfect. Thank you." "Oh, and I'm vegetarian. Do you have any vegetarian options?" Or asking for directions. "Excuse me, I'm looking for the train station. Can you help me? How far is it from here?" "Okay, and I need to go left at the traffic light?" The more you rehearse these scenarios, the more prepared you'll be when they happen in real life. And when you're actually in that situation, your brain will recognize it. It's like your brain saying, "Oh, I've done this before." And then you're more confident and fluent because you've practiced. All right, let's talk about something that's going to change how you experience your environment. I call this narrating your world, and it's one of my favorite techniques because it's so engaging and fun. Here's the basic idea. Whenever you're out in the world, whether you're walking down the street, sitting in a cafe, waiting for a bus, in a meeting, wherever, you're going to describe what you see and hear in English in your head, and you're going to do it in real time, as if you're a sports commentator or a nature documentary narrator. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine you're walking down a street. You could think, "The sun is shining today. It's a beautiful morning. There are a lot of people on the sidewalk. A woman is walking her dog. It looks like a golden retriever. It's a big, friendly-looking dog. There's a man on a bicycle passing by. He's moving pretty fast. I can hear the sound of the traffic. A car just honked its horn." See how you're just describing what you observe? You're not analyzing it deeply. You're not trying to say anything profound. You're just narrating reality. This is incredibly effective because it keeps your brain in English mode while you're going about your daily life. Let's try another scenario. Let's say you're in a coffee shop. You could think, "The coffee shop is busy today. There are maybe 20 people inside. Some are working on laptops. That couple over there is having a conversation and laughing. The barista is making a cappuccino. I can hear the sound of the espresso machine. It's quite loud. There's soft music playing in the background. It sounds like jazz. That's nice. The smell of coffee is everywhere. My coffee is still hot." Or let's say you're on public transportation. Think, "I'm sitting on the bus. There are people standing and people sitting. Someone is reading a book. A woman is looking at her phone. An elderly man is looking out the window. The bus driver is navigating through traffic pretty skillfully. The bus is stopping now. More people are getting on. The bus is filling up. We're moving again. It's kind of bumpy." The reason this works is because you're keeping your brain actively engaged in English. You're not zoning out and thinking in your native language. You're observing the world through an English lens. Over time, this becomes such a natural way to think that you'll find yourself narrating your world even when you're not intentionally trying to. And here's something cool. This technique has the side effect of making you more present and more observant. You start noticing things you normally wouldn't notice because you're actively describing them. You become a better observer of human behavior and the world around you. I had a student who told me that after doing this for a couple of months, she realized she was so much more aware of her surroundings. She noticed details about people, about places, about interactions. She said it made her feel more connected to the world, and that was just a bonus of the language learning. Here's a practice you can do right now, actually. Look around wherever you are. Take a moment and just observe. Then describe what you see in your head in English. Even if you're just looking at your living room, narrate it. I'm looking at my living room. There's a couch against the wall. It's gray. There are 2 pillows on the couch. There's a coffee table in front. There are some books on the table. The window is to my left. The sun is coming through. There's a lamp in the corner. The room is pretty organized. When you do this regularly, you're teaching your brain to translate observation into English language instantly. You're creating neural pathways that are incredibly useful for real-world communication. Now, I want to talk about something that's going to accelerate your progress significantly: the power of repetition and building mental patterns. This is where we move from individual techniques to creating a system that works for you. Your brain is a pattern recognition machine. It loves patterns. When you repeat the same sentence structures, the same phrases, the same ways of expressing ideas over and over again, your brain starts storing those as mental templates. Then, when you need to use them, they become automatic. Think about your daily routine. What are the things you say to yourself every single day? In your native language, you probably have set phrases that you use automatically without thinking. Things like, "What time is it? Where did I put my keys? I'm hungry. I need to finish this. Let's go out. I'm tired." What I want you to do is take your most common daily thoughts and identify the English versions of them. Then start using those English versions intentionally until they become automatic in English instead of your native language. Let me give you an example from my own life. In my native language, there's a phrase I use constantly when I'm about to start work. It's something like, "Let me get started." In English, I can say, "Let me get started," or "Let me dive into this," or "Time to focus," or "Let me concentrate." I picked one of these and I use it every single time I'm about to do focused work. After just a few weeks, something magical happened. I didn't have to think about it anymore. When I was about to start work, my brain automatically went to the English version. It became the path of least resistance for my brain. And that's what we're trying to do across your entire mental vocabulary. Here's another example. When I wake up, I used to think a certain phrase in my native language. Now, every single morning, I think the English version. "I feel good today. I have a lot to do. Let me start with gratitude." Over months, this became so automatic that it literally set the tone for my entire day. So here's what I want you to do this week. Make a list of your most common daily thoughts, the ones you have automatically without thinking. Then translate them into English. Practice using those English versions until they become automatic. Common ones might be, "What time is it? I'm hungry. I need a coffee. I'm tired. That was good. This is hard. I don't understand. Can you help me? See you later. Let me think about this. I'm not sure. That makes sense." Then, when you're actually in those situations, use the English version. If you forget and revert to your native language, don't beat yourself up. Just notice it and redirect. Your brain is learning. It takes time. Here's why this is so powerful. When you use the same English phrases repeatedly in the same contexts, your brain creates an association. Your brain thinks, "Okay, morning routine means I think in English like this. Work mode means I think in English that way. Emotional processing means I think in English this way." These mental patterns become the scaffolding for your thinking in English. And the beauty is, once you master these core patterns, adding new words and phrases becomes much easier because they slot into these existing patterns. Let me give you a morning example that you can use as a template. When your alarm goes off, think, "My alarm is ringing. I need to wake up. Let me stretch. I'm getting out of bed. The floor is cold. I'm walking to the bathroom. I need to splash water on my face. That feels good. I'm ready to start my day. When you're getting dressed, think, what am I wearing today? This shirt looks good. These pants match well. I look presentable. I'm ready to go out. When you're having breakfast, think, I'm making breakfast. I'm hungry. This tastes delicious. I need coffee. Coffee helps me wake up. I'm feeling more energized. The key is consistency. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to do it regularly. 5 days out of 7 is enough. 6 days is better. But the point is consistency. Your brain responds to consistency. And here's a realistic piece of advice. Don't try to do this all day long from day one. That's overwhelming and it's not sustainable. Start with your morning routine. Master that. Then add another time block, maybe during lunch. Then add another. Eventually, you'll find that you're thinking in English throughout large portions of your day, and it feels completely natural. Okay, I want to talk about one of my absolute favorite techniques for developing thinking skills in English. And it's something that might sound a little silly at first, but I promise you, it's incredibly powerful. I'm talking about having imaginary conversations. Now, you might be thinking, Lily, isn't that just pretending? How does pretending to talk to people help me actually speak English? And that's a fair question, but here's the thing. Your brain doesn't really distinguish between mental rehearsal and actual experience. When you mentally rehearse a conversation, your brain is still activating the same neural networks, the same language centers, the same thinking patterns. Athletes do this all the time. They visualize themselves winning. They mentally rehearse their performance. And it works. It improves their actual performance. The same principle applies to language learning. So here's how you do it. Pick a scenario that you might encounter in real life. Maybe you're ordering food at a restaurant. Maybe you're meeting someone new. Maybe you're in a job interview. Maybe you're asking for directions. Any real-world scenario that you might actually encounter. Then you imagine that scenario in your head and you have a full conversation, all in English, all in your imagination. You come up with what you would say, what the other person would likely say, and you respond to that. Let me walk you through an example. Let's say you're imagining ordering coffee at a coffee shop. Your part. Hi, can I get a cappuccino, please? Coffee shop person's response. Sure, that's 1 cappuccino. Anything else? Your response. No, that's it, thank you. Coffee shop person. That's $5. You. Here you go, thank you so much. Have a great day. See how that's a complete, realistic interaction? And you did it entirely in English, entirely in your imagination. Now, the reason this is so valuable is that when you actually go to that coffee shop, your brain has already done this. Your brain has neural pathways that know how to handle this situation. Let me give you a more complex example. Let's say you're imagining meeting someone new at a social event. You, hi, I'm Lily. How do you know the host? Them, oh, hey, I work with the host. How about you? You, I went to university with them. We've been friends for years. Them, oh, nice. What do you do for work? You, I'm a language teacher, actually. Them, oh, cool. Which languages? You, primarily English, but I also teach some Spanish. That's awesome. Do you enjoy it? I absolutely love it. It's so rewarding to help people achieve their goals. That's a realistic social conversation. And by rehearsing it in your imagination, you're preparing your brain for the real thing. When you're actually in that situation, you'll feel more confident because it's familiar. Here's another scenario, asking for directions. You, excuse me, I'm looking for the central train station. Can you help? Local person, oh, sure. It's about a 10-minute walk from here. You see that street over there? You, yes, I see it. Them, go down that street and at the first traffic light, turn right. Keep going straight for about 5 minutes and you'll see it on your left. Okay, so right at the traffic light, then straight for 5 minutes. Got it. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Good luck. These kinds of conversations are so useful for building confidence. You've practiced the interaction multiple times in your head before you do it for real. Here's when you can do this. You can do it while you're walking. You can do it while you're lying in bed at night. You can do it while you're waiting for something. You can do it in the shower. It doesn't take any special equipment. You just need your imagination. I recommend doing this for at least 10 to 15 minutes a day. Pick different scenarios each day. One day, you're ordering food. The next day, you're meeting someone new. The next day, you're asking for directions. The next day, you're in a job interview. And here's an important thing. Make the conversations realistic. Don't make them perfectly smooth and perfect. Real conversations have pauses. People sometimes say, and People sometimes say, I'm sorry, what? People sometimes misunderstand each other. Build that into your imaginary conversations. That way, when it happens in real life, you're ready for it. You can also use imaginary conversations to process emotional situations. For example, if there's a conflict with someone and you need to address it, you can practice the conversation in your head first. You can think about what you want to say, how they might respond, and how you'll respond to that. This is actually really valuable for emotional intelligence and communication skills, not just language learning. You're essentially coaching yourself on how to handle difficult conversations. So give this a try. Pick a scenario, imagine it vividly, have a complete conversation in your imagination in English. Do it multiple times with different scenarios. I think you're going to be amazed at how this improves your confidence and your actual ability to communicate. Now I want to introduce you to something that's going to feel a little different, but it's absolutely transformative. I call it decision-making in English, and it's a way to make English thinking part of your normal decision-making process. Throughout your day, you make hundreds of small decisions. What to wear, what to eat, which route to take, what to do first, whether to go out or stay in. These decisions happen automatically. But what if you made them deliberately in English? Here's how this works. The next time you're facing a decision, instead of thinking about it in your native language, you pause and think about it in English. You ask yourself questions in English and you answer them in English. Let me give you a practical example. Let's say you're deciding what to wear in the morning. Instead of just grabbing clothes automatically, you think in English. What's the weather like today? It looks warm. Do I want to wear shorts or pants? I think I'll wear shorts. It's comfortable. What shirt matches my shorts? The blue one looks good. Do I need a jacket? Probably not. Okay, I'm ready. That might take an extra minute in the morning, but you've just done several minutes of English thinking while also making a decision. And because it's tied to an action you're actually doing, it embeds in your memory differently. Here's another example. Deciding what to eat. I'm hungry. What am I in the mood for? Something light, something heavy. I think I want pasta. What kind of pasta? Maybe with chicken. Do I have chicken? Yes. Do I want to cook something complex or keep it simple? I'll keep it simple. Just pasta with chicken and olive oil. That sounds good. Or deciding how to spend your evening. The day is done. I'm tired. What do I want to do? I could watch a movie. I could read. I could go for a walk. I think I'll watch a movie. What kind of movie? Something funny? Something serious? I'm too tired for something heavy. Let me watch something funny. Something that makes me laugh. Yes, that's what I need. The reason this is so powerful is that you're connecting English thinking to actual decisions and actions. You're making English thinking functional. It's not just an exercise, it's practical. It's useful in your actual life. Let me give you a more complex decision-making scenario. Maybe you're planning your week. You could think, what do I need to accomplish this week? Let me make a list in my head. First, I need to finish that project for work. Second, I need to go grocery shopping. Third, I want to go to the gym at least 3 times. Fourth, I should call my friend and catch up. Fifth, I need to clean my house. Okay, which of these is the most important? Probably the project for work. What day should I work on it? Maybe Monday and Tuesday. When will I go shopping? Maybe Wednesday after work. When will I go to the gym? 3 times this week. Maybe Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I can call my friend this weekend. I'll clean on Sunday. Okay, I have a plan. See how you're using English to organize your thoughts and make decisions? That's English thinking in action. Here's another scenario. Deciding whether to do something. Should I go out tonight or stay home? I'm a little tired, but it's my friend's birthday party. It's important. I should go, but should I stay the whole time or just drop by? I think I'll go for a couple of hours. That way I celebrate with them, but I also get to rest. That sounds like a good compromise. This kind of decision-making in English is excellent for your brain because it combines 3 powerful learning elements: active thinking, real-world application, and emotional engagement. When you're deciding something that actually matters to you, your brain pays more attention. When you're using English to solve actual problems and make actual decisions, English becomes more meaningful and useful in your brain. I want to give you a practice exercise you can do right now. Think about your day tomorrow. Visualize it. Then plan your day entirely in English in your head. Where will you go? What will you do? What time will you eat? When will you work? When will you take breaks? Go through the entire day in your mind in English, making decisions about each part. This single exercise can be incredibly powerful. You're combining narration, decision-making, planning, and English thinking all in one practice. So start small. If full-day planning feels like too much, just plan one part of your day. Plan your morning routine in English. Plan what you'll eat. Plan one activity. But make it a regular habit to do some of your decision-making in English. All right, let's talk about a strategy that's incredibly simple but incredibly effective, using technology to make English inescapable in your daily life. And I'm not talking about taking English classes or using language learning apps. I'm talking about just changing some basic settings on devices you use every single day. Think about it. You probably use your phone constantly. You check notifications, you open apps, you use social media. Every time you do that, you're seeing words. And right now, those words are probably in your native language. So you're getting constant reinforcement to think in your native language. But what if you changed that? What if every notification, every menu, every app you opened was in English? That would be constant, passive exposure. Your brain would be absorbing English vocabulary and patterns all day long without even trying. Here's what I want you to do. Change the language settings on your phone to English. I know that sounds simple, but the impact is actually significant. Suddenly, every time you unlock your phone, you see English. Every app you open has menus in English. Every notification you get is in English. When you first do this, it might feel a little confusing because you're used to the position of things in your language. But within a day or two, your brain adjusts, and then you're constantly seeing English. Here's something else you can do. Change your social media language to English. If you use Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever, change it to English. The interface is in English, the prompts are in English. You'll notice English vocabulary like, share, comment, follow, unfollow constantly. You can also change your email to English, your Google account to English, your computer operating system to English? Basically, every digital interface you interact with can become an English learning tool by simply changing one setting. Now, you might think, Lily, won't this be annoying? Won't I get frustrated? Maybe, at first, but honestly, most people get used to it within a week. And the benefit is that you're getting English exposure throughout your entire day, passively. And here's the bonus. You're not just seeing individual words. You're seeing words in context. You're learning how technology companies use English. You're learning common English phrases like settings, notifications, messages, search, preferences, account, privacy, help, support. These are real English words you'll use. When you pick up your phone, you might think, I'm checking my notifications. I have 3 new messages. I need to reply to 2 of them. Let me check the settings. I should update my password. Let me click on the account section. See how naturally English thinking flows when your technology is in English? Let me give you one more tip. Use an English dictionary app on your phone. Whenever you see an English word you don't know, you can quickly look it up. Keep your phone in English, and you'll start noticing words you didn't know. Looking them up creates stronger memory connections. I've had students tell me that just changing their phone to English made a noticeable difference in their vocabulary within a month. They were seeing the same words repeatedly in context, and their brain was absorbing them naturally. So, if you want to accelerate your progress, this is an easy way to do it. Change your technology to English. You'll be surprised at how much passive learning happens when you do this. Now, I want to talk about something that's genuinely magical for your brain. It's the power of storytelling. And what I mean is creating little narratives in your head in English, making up stories, being a storyteller inside your own mind. You know why this is so powerful? Because stories engage your entire brain. When you're just thinking random thoughts in English, you're using your language center. But when you're creating a narrative with a beginning, middle, and end, you're engaging your memory, your imagination, your logic, your emotions. Your entire brain is working in English. And stories are how humans actually think. We understand the world through narratives. So when you learn to create narratives in English, you're training your brain to think like a native English speaker thinks. Here's how you do this. Create simple stories. They don't need to be long. They don't need to be complicated. Just a basic narrative about something, a person, a situation, an outcome. For example, you could create a story about someone's morning. In your head, think something like this. There's a man named David. He woke up late today. He was supposed to wake up at 7 a.m., but he slept until 8. He jumped out of bed. He was late for work. He rushed to the bathroom. He showered quickly. He got dressed in 2 minutes. He grabbed his coffee. It was still hot, thank goodness. He grabbed his bag and ran out the door. He called a taxi. The taxi driver was fast. David got to work only 5 minutes late. His boss didn't notice. It was a lucky day for David. See what just happened? You created a mini narrative in English. You used past tense, you used different sentence structures, you had drama and resolution. Your brain did a lot of work in English, and it was all wrapped in an engaging story. Let me give you another example. There's a woman named Sarah. She went to a coffee shop. She had never been to this coffee shop before. She ordered a cappuccino. The barista asked, "Would you like anything to eat?" Sarah said, "What do you recommend?" The barista said, "The chocolate croissant is really good today." Sarah decided to get the croissant. She sat by the window and watched people walking by. The coffee was excellent. The croissant was delicious. Sarah decided she would come back to this coffee shop again. She felt happy. Sometimes the best discoveries happen by accident. That's a complete little story. You could tell it in your head in about 2 minutes. and you just did significant English thinking while doing it. Here's why storytelling is so valuable for language learning. First, it's engaging. It keeps your brain active and interested. Second, it's complete. You're not just thinking random thoughts. You're creating whole, coherent narratives. Third, it's creative. You're using your imagination. Your brain loves that. Fourth, and this is important, stories have emotional resonance. Even simple stories have emotions: surprise, happiness, disappointment, humor. When emotions are involved, your brain remembers better. It embeds more deeply. Here's a practice I want you to try. Think of 3 scenarios. They can be anything: real situations that actually happen or imaginary situations. Then create short stories about them entirely in English in your head. Here's an example set. Scenario 1, someone loses their keys. Scenario 2, someone gets a promotion at work. Scenario 3, someone helps someone else. Now let me tell you a story for each. A woman named Emma was looking for her keys. She had left them somewhere, but she couldn't remember where. She checked her purse, not there. She checked her pockets, not there. She looked on the table, not there. She looked in the refrigerator. How did they get in the refrigerator? She was confused, but she was relieved. She found them. Now she could leave the house. A man named James was at work. His boss called him into the office. James was nervous. His boss said, "James, I wanted to talk to you about your performance." James felt anxious. His boss continued, "You've been doing an excellent job. We're promoting you to team lead." James couldn't believe it. He was so happy. All his hard work had paid off. He called his wife to tell her the good news. She was excited. They decided to go out to dinner to celebrate. A young boy was walking home from school. He saw an old man struggling to carry groceries. The boy asked, "Can I help?" The old man said, "Yes, thank you so much. These bags are heavy." The boy carried the groceries to the old man's house. The old man was grateful. He offered the boy some cookies. The boy was happy. Sometimes helping others makes you feel good. Now, can you see how I'm using English? I'm using different tenses, I'm using different sentence structures, I'm showing emotion, I'm creating complete narratives. This is the kind of thing you want to do in your head. Try this practice every day. Create 2 or 3 little stories in your head. They can be about anything: real people, fictional people, animals, whatever. The point is that you're creating narratives in English. And here's a bonus. If you want to intensify the practice, write the stories down. Get a notebook and write a few sentences in English every day about a little story you created. Writing engages different parts of your brain than just thinking. It makes the learning even stronger. But if writing feels like too much, just doing the storytelling in your head is incredibly valuable. You're training your brain to think in narrative form in English. You're practicing grammar naturally within the context of a story. You're engaging your imagination. That's powerful. All right, I want to teach you about a practice that I personally do every single night before I go to sleep, and it's one of the most effective things you can do for your language learning. I'm talking about the memory recall practice, where you basically rewind your day in English in your head. Here's how it works. Before you go to sleep, you take 10 or 15 minutes and you think back on your day, but you do it entirely in English. You narrate your day back to yourself in English, from the moment you woke up until now. This is powerful for so many reasons. First, you're practicing comprehensive English thinking. You're not just thinking about random things, you're organizing memories and narrating them. Second, you're reviewing the English you've learned during the day. You're reinforcing vocabulary and structures. Third, you're creating emotional connections with your memories because you're reliving them. Let me walk you through what this looks like. You're lying in bed, about to go to sleep. You close your eyes and think back. Today was a good day. I woke up at 7 a.m. I felt a little tired. I had a shower. The water was warm and felt good. I made breakfast, toast with butter and jam. I drank coffee. I checked my phone while eating. I had 3 messages. I replied to 2 of them. I left the house at 8:30. See how you're narrating? You're using English. You're being specific. You're including details. You're not translating. You're just thinking in English about your actual memories. Then you continue. I went to work. It took 20 minutes. The bus was a bit crowded. I read a book on the bus. At work, I had a meeting at 10 o'clock. It was about a new project. The meeting was productive. I contributed some ideas. My manager seemed pleased. Then I worked on some reports. I focused for 2 hours. After work, I went to a cafe. I met my friend Alex for coffee. We talked about work and life. Alex was stressed about something. I gave him some advice. He felt better. Again, you're just narrating your actual day in English. You're not making anything up. You're remembering and retelling. Then you continue. After the cafe, I went home. I was tired. I made dinner, rice, vegetables, and fish. It took about 30 minutes to cook. While I was cooking, I listened to music. The music was relaxing. I sat down to eat. The dinner was delicious. After eating, I cleaned up. I did the dishes. I tidied the kitchen. Then I watched a TV show for an hour. The show was interesting. It was a drama. Then I got ready for bed. I brushed my teeth. I changed into pajamas. I set my alarm. And now I'm here, in bed, thinking about my day in English. That's a complete memory recall in English. And when you do this every single night, something remarkable happens. Your brain starts organizing your entire day in English. Your memories start being encoded in English. When you remember things, you remember them in English. This is genuinely transformative because memories are how your brain consolidates learning. When your memories are in English, then English becomes your default thinking language. Here's another element you can add. Not only can you narrate what you did, but you can reflect on it. You can think about what went well, what you learned, what you want to do differently tomorrow. For example, you could add to your memory recall, today was good overall. I was productive at work. I'm glad I contributed to the meeting. I'm happy I was able to help my friend. I could have exercised today. I didn't go to the gym. Tomorrow, I want to make sure I go to the gym. I want to be healthier. I also want to work on being more patient with people. Today, I was a little impatient with someone at work. I could have handled that better. Tomorrow, I'll be more patient and calm. See how you're using English to process your day, to learn from it, to plan for the future? This is using English as a tool for actual psychological reflection and growth, not just as an academic exercise. Let me give you one more example of a full memory recall session so you can see how it flows. Today, I woke up at 7:30. I felt energized. I did some stretches in bed. That's something new I'm trying. It felt good. I took a shower. The water pressure was good today. I made breakfast, eggs and toast. I ate slowly and enjoyed my breakfast. I read the news while I ate. There was interesting news about technology. I left home at 8:45. The weather was beautiful, sunny and warm. I walked to the bus stop. The walk felt good. I was outside in nature for 15 minutes. That was nice. The bus came on time. I sat by the window. I watched people and buildings pass by. I thought about my day and what I wanted to accomplish. At work, I had several tasks. I prioritized them, which ones were most important. I decided that finishing the report was the most important. I worked on that for 3 hours. By 1 p.m., I was done with the report. I sent it to my boss. Then I had lunch. I went to the cafe downstairs. I had a salad and a smoothie. I sat with a colleague. We talked about our plans for the weekend. After lunch, I did some administrative work, emails, organizing files, that sort of thing. I had a meeting at 3 p.m. The meeting was about next month's plans. It was constructive. At 5 p.m., work was done. I was tired but satisfied. On my way home, I stopped at the grocery store. I was buying ingredients for dinner. I needed vegetables, rice, and chicken. I picked good quality vegetables. The chicken looked fresh. I walked home. It took 10 minutes. At home, I prepared dinner. I chopped the vegetables, I cooked the rice, I seasoned the chicken and cooked it. The whole process took about 30 minutes. The dinner looked and smelled delicious. I ate dinner. It was very good. I was proud of myself for cooking a healthy meal. After dinner, I relaxed for an hour. I watched a documentary about nature. It was about rainforests. The documentary was educational and beautiful. I learned about different species of frogs. Then I prepared for bed, brushed my teeth, changed my clothes, set my alarm. Now I'm ready to sleep. Today was a good day. I accomplished my work. I took care of my health. I enjoyed my food. I learned something new. I feel content. Tomorrow is a new day. Do you see how much English thinking happened in that memory recall? You're using past tense mostly, but some present tense. You're using different sentence structures. You're expressing thoughts, feelings, observations, reflections. You're doing real, complex English thinking. I recommend doing this every single night. Make it a ritual. Get into bed, close your eyes, and rewind your day in English. 10 to 15 minutes every night. That's 70 to 105 minutes of English thinking per week. Over a year, that's 5,000 plus minutes of dedicated English thinking while also reflecting on your actual life and learning from it. This practice is so powerful for so many reasons, and it's something you can start tonight. You don't need any special equipment. You don't need to download anything. You just need to lie in bed and think in English. I want to talk about something that's deeply personal and incredibly powerful for language learning: expressing your emotions in English. Because here's the truth, emotions are such a big part of being human, and if you can't express them in English, you'll never feel truly fluent. You can know all the grammar, you can know all the vocabulary, but if you're still feeling in your native language, you're not fully fluent. Fluency includes emotional fluency. It includes being able to feel and express feelings in English. So what I want you to do is develop the habit of narrating your emotions and internal states in English. When you're happy, think about it in English. When you're sad, angry, frustrated, confused, excited, tired, think about it in English. Here's an example. Let's say you're feeling nervous about something. Instead of just being nervous, you pause and think, I'm nervous. I have anxiety about this. My heart is beating faster. My stomach feels tight. I'm worried about what might happen. But I can handle this. I'm stronger than my fear. I can do this even though I'm nervous. Or let's say you're feeling happy. You think, I'm really happy right now. I feel light, my heart feels full, life is good. I'm grateful for the people around me. This moment is beautiful. I want to remember this feeling. Or maybe you're frustrated. I'm frustrated. This is not going the way I wanted. I've tried multiple times and nothing is working. I'm disappointed, but I'm not giving up. I'm going to try a different approach. Maybe next time will be better. I need to be patient with myself. The reason this is so valuable is because emotions are powerful anchors for memory. When you encode emotions in English, that English becomes deeply connected to your actual emotional life. Your brain thinks, when I'm happy, I think in English like this. When I'm sad, I think in English like that. Let me give you a more complete example. Imagine you just had a difficult conversation with someone you care about. You're feeling hurt and upset. You could process that in English like this. I'm feeling really hurt right now. That conversation was difficult. I said something, and they responded in a way that felt harsh. I didn't expect that. I'm disappointed because I thought they understood me better. I'm questioning myself. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I said something offensive. I'm confused about what happened, but I'm also angry because I feel like I was trying to communicate honestly and they shut me down. I need to calm down before I talk to them again. Maybe tomorrow I'll feel differently. Right now, I'm just gonna sit with this feeling. It's okay to be upset. Emotions are valid. This will pass. See how you're doing emotional processing entirely in English? You're not translating your emotions from your native language. You're directly experiencing and expressing them in English. That's genuine fluency. Here's another example. Imagine you just accomplished something you're proud of. I did it. I actually did it. I'm so proud of myself. This is something I wasn't sure I could do, but I did it anyway. I feel confident right now. I feel capable. I can do hard things. My effort paid off. This feels amazing. I want to remember this feeling of accomplishment, this feeling of being proud of myself. This will help me in the future when I face challenges. I can think back to this moment and remember that I can do hard things. When you practice emotional expression in English regularly, something profound happens. You start developing an emotional relationship with the language. English becomes more than just words and grammar. It becomes a vehicle for your actual feelings and experiences. I want you to try this today. Whatever you're feeling right now, take a moment and express it in English in your head. Don't overthink it. Don't worry about it being perfect. Just feel the emotion and think about it in English. And going forward, when strong emotions arise, and they will, because that's life, pause and think about them in English. Label them, explore them, process them. This is one of the most authentic ways to practice English thinking. Now, I want to talk about something that's absolutely crucial if you want to make all of this sustainable and actually see real progress. I'm talking about building habits, because all the techniques in the world don't matter if you're not consistent. Your brain doesn't care about effort, it cares about repetition. So, how do you build the habit of thinking in English? You attach it to something you already do every single day. There's a concept called habit stacking, where you add a new habit to an existing one. This makes it much more likely that the new habit will stick. For example, you could think in English during your morning routine. Every morning when you wake up and get out of bed, you think in English. You don't have to think about whether to do it. It's just what happens when you get out of bed. It becomes automatic. Or maybe you attach it to brushing your teeth. Every time you brush your teeth, you think in English while you do it. I'm brushing my teeth. I need to clean the top, now the bottom, now the sides. I'm rinsing my mouth. My teeth feel clean. Or you could attach it to commuting. Every time you're on your way to work or school, you narrate your surroundings in English. That's maybe 15 minutes of English thinking every day, just because it's attached to an existing habit. Or you could attach it to eating. Every time you eat a meal, you narrate it in English. I'm eating breakfast. The cereal is crunchy. The milk is cold. This is good. I'm drinking orange juice. It's fresh and delicious. It's a good way to start the day. Here's what's brilliant about habit stacking. You don't have to remember to do it. You just do it because it's part of an existing habit that's already automatic. So you wake up, and English thinking is just part of waking up. You eat lunch, and English narration is just part of eating lunch. Let me give you an example of how you could structure your day to include multiple habit-stacked English thinking sessions. Morning wake up. Think in English about your morning routine for 5 minutes. Commute to work or school. Narrate your surroundings in English for 15 minutes. Lunch break, have an imaginary conversation or describe your lunch in English for 10 minutes. During work or school, label things and describe actions in English briefly throughout the day. Evening, make decisions in English about what to do with your evening, maybe 5 minutes. Before bed, do your memory recall and reflect on the day in English for 15 minutes. That's 50 minutes of English thinking throughout the day, and most of it is attached to things you're already doing, so it doesn't feel like extra work. It just feels like you're doing your normal activities, but in English. Now here's the important part. When you're building a new habit, consistency is more important than intensity. It's better to do 5 minutes of English thinking every single day than to do an hour on Saturday. Your brain learns through repetition, and consistency is what builds repetition. So if you're starting out, I recommend choosing just 1 or 2 habit stacks to begin with. Pick something manageable, maybe morning English thinking and evening memory recall. Do those consistently for a month until they become automatic. Then add another. Here's how to ensure you actually do it. Use a habit tracker. Get a calendar and mark off each day you do your English thinking. Put it somewhere visible, your fridge, your mirror, your desk. There's something about visually seeing your streak that motivates you to keep going. Another powerful motivator is tracking your progress. Every month, reflect on how your English thinking is going. Are you finding it easier? Are you thinking in English more naturally? Do you notice an improvement in your speaking? Write it down. This gives you tangible evidence that this is working. And here's something important. You're going to have days where you forget or you're too busy. That's completely normal. If you miss a day, don't be hard on yourself. Just get back to it the next day. The goal is consistency over time, not perfection. If you find yourself consistently forgetting, that's a signal that you need to adjust your habit stack. Maybe you picked a bad time or a bad trigger. Try something different. Be flexible and responsive. I also recommend telling someone about your goal. Tell a friend, family member, or even an online community that you're working on thinking in English. Having social accountability makes you more likely to follow through. And you can make this fun. Set challenges for yourself. Maybe one week you focus on storytelling. The next week you focus on emotional expression. The next week you focus on decision-making. Varying the focus keeps it interesting and hits different aspects of language thinking. I want to introduce you to another powerful framework for thinking in English, and it's based on asking yourself basic questions about your life. When you answer these questions regularly in English, you're doing structured thinking in English. Here are some fundamental questions that you can ask yourself regularly. What did I accomplish today? What am I grateful for? What did I learn? What was challenging? How am I feeling? What do I want to accomplish tomorrow? What am I looking forward to? What do I need to improve? The power of these questions is that they give your thinking structure. Instead of just random thoughts, you're directing your thinking towards specific themes, and structure helps learning. Let me walk you through how this works. Every evening, you could spend 10 minutes answering these questions in English in your head. Question 1. What did I accomplish today? You think, I completed 2 reports for work. I had a productive meeting where I contributed ideas. I went to the gym and did a good workout. I had dinner with my friend and we had a meaningful conversation. I read 30 pages of my book. I'm proud of what I accomplished today. I was productive and I made good use of my time. Question 2. What am I grateful for? You think, I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my job. I enjoy what I do and my colleagues are nice. I'm grateful for my friends. They support me. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful that I have a comfortable place to live. I'm grateful for the ability to learn new things. I'm grateful for my determination and drive. Question 3. What did I learn? You think, today I learned a new skill at work. My manager taught me a more efficient way to analyze data. I learned something about my friend, a new interest they have that I didn't know about. I learned more about myself. I discovered that I enjoy public speaking more than I thought. That's good to know. I'm continuously learning and growing. Question 4. What was challenging? You think, today was challenging because I had to give a presentation and I was nervous. I handled it though. I did well. I also found it challenging to communicate with someone who was being difficult. I tried to stay patient and kind even though it was frustrating. Challenges help me grow. Question 5. How am I feeling? You think, I'm feeling proud, accomplished, grateful, and a little tired. I'm satisfied with my day. I'm feeling positive about tomorrow. I'm feeling connected to the people I care about. Overall, I'm in a good place emotionally. I'm content. Question 6. What do I want to accomplish tomorrow? You think, tomorrow I want to finish another important project at work. I want to exercise again, maybe go for a run. I want to call my mom and catch up. I want to read another chapter of my book. I want to be patient and kind to everyone I interact with. I want to make tomorrow a good day. Question 7. What am I looking forward to? You think, I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm planning to do something fun with my friends. I'm looking forward to starting that new book I just got. I'm looking forward to seeing how much stronger I get at the gym. I'm looking forward to my vacation in a few months. I'm looking forward to continuing to improve my English. I have things to look forward to, and that makes life feel meaningful. Question 8. What do I need to improve? You think, I need to improve my time management. I had to rush at one point today. I need to be more patient when people are learning something new. I need to drink more water. I need to be more consistent with my exercise routine. I need to read more. But I'm making progress, and that's what matters. I don't expect perfection. I'm just aiming for gradual improvement. See how all of that was in English? You were doing deep thinking and reflection entirely in English. That's real fluency, not just surface-level communication, but actual substantive thinking about your life. The beautiful thing about this practice is that it does double duty. You're improving your English, but you're also improving your life. You're becoming more reflective, more intentional, more grateful, more growth-oriented. The language learning is almost a side effect. I recommend doing this once a day, preferably in the evening before bed. But you could also do it in the morning if that works better for you. Some people do a quick version in the morning, 5 minutes, and a deeper version in the evening, 15 minutes. If 8 questions feels like too many, start with 3 or 4. Maybe focus on what did I accomplish and what am I grateful for. These 2 alone can transform your mindset, and they're powerful for English thinking. I need to address something that I see happening with a lot of English learners, and it's a mistake that actually holds them back. It's the tendency to try to think in complex, advanced English, and I'm here to tell you that's not what you need to do. In fact, that works against you. Most of your actual thinking in any language is simple. Native English speakers don't walk around thinking in elaborate, complex sentences with fancy vocabulary. They think in simple, direct language. I'm hungry. That's funny. I need to go. That hurts. I'm tired. This is good. I don't know. When you try to think in complicated English, you're doing 2 things that slow you down. First, you're spending mental energy trying to construct complex sentences instead of focusing on communicating your actual thoughts. Second, you're making it sound unnatural because that's not how native speakers actually think. So I want to give you permission to think simply. Simple is good. Simple is authentic. Simple is fluent. Instead of thinking, I am currently in the process of preparing a meal of considerable complexity, just think, I'm cooking a big meal. That's it. That's how you actually think. Instead of, the atmospheric conditions manifest as precipitation, just think, it's raining. Instead of, I have consumed a plentiful amount of calories and thus am satiated, think, I ate a lot and now I'm full. Your everyday thinking is characterized by short sentences, simple vocabulary, common structures, and directness. And that's exactly what you should be thinking in English. That's authentic English thinking. Here's an example of what good English thinking sounds like. I'm okay. I feel okay. I'm not tired anymore. I need coffee. Where's my coffee? Let me go make some. I'm turning on the coffee maker. I'm waiting for it to brew. While I wait, I'm checking my phone. I have some messages. One is from my friend. She's asking me to do something later. I should text her back and tell her yes. The coffee is ready. It smells good. It's hot. I'm careful not to burn myself. I'm drinking it slowly. It's delicious. I feel better already. Notice how that's all simple, direct English. Short sentences, common words, present continuous tense mostly. This is real, natural English thinking. This is what you're aiming for. Here's another example. I'm at work. I have 3 things to do today. First, I need to finish the report. Second, I need to email my manager. Third, I need to help my colleague with something. Which should I do first? I think the report. It's the most important. So I'm going to start on the report. I'm sitting at my desk. I'm opening my computer. I'm finding the file. I'm starting to write. This is going well. I'm making progress. Again, simple, direct, natural. This is the level of English you should be thinking at. And once you're comfortable at this level, you can naturally add more complexity when you need it. But here's the thing. Most of your thinking won't require complexity. Most of your thinking will be about basic things. What you're doing, how you feel, what you need, what you see, what you hear. Those are simple things, and you can express them in simple English. Save the complex English for when you actually need it. When you're discussing something abstract or sophisticated, when you're learning something specific. But for your everyday thinking, keep it simple. So if you're reading back over your thinking and you're noticing that you sound like a textbook, that's a sign that you need to simplify. Use the English you would actually speak. Use simple sentences. Use common words. This is actually liberating because it means you don't have to be afraid of making mistakes. Simple English has fewer ways to go wrong. And more importantly, simple English is actually what fluent people think like. I want to teach you about a technique that's related to something used by professional interpreters and translators, and it's called shadowing. But we're going to do it mentally, so I'm calling it mental shadowing. Here's the basic idea. You listen to English from a podcast, a video, a conversation, and you try to capture and repeat short chunks of language immediately after you hear them. But instead of saying them out loud, you're doing it mentally in your head. The reason this is so powerful is because you're not just passively listening, you're actively engaging with the language. You're mimicking the sentence structure, the phrasing, the intonation patterns in your mind. You're training your brain to recognize and reproduce English patterns. Here's how you do it practically. Let's say you're listening to a podcast episode. You listen to a sentence, then you pause. Then you repeat that sentence in your head, not word for word necessarily, but the essence of it, using your own mental voice. For example, if the podcast says, research shows consistent practice is more important than intensity. Or maybe, consistent practice matters more than how hard you push. You're capturing the meaning and the structure, and you're reproducing it mentally. This builds your ability to think in longer, more complex structures. Here's another example. If someone says, I used to be afraid of public speaking, but I practiced and now I enjoy it. You might think mentally, she was afraid of public speaking. She practiced. Now she likes it. You're distilling the message and thinking it in your own words in English. This is incredibly valuable because you're not just memorizing language, you're understanding and reproducing it. If you like music, you can do mental shadowing with lyrics. Hear a line from a song, pause, and think it over in your head. Maybe rephrase it. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. You think, he's having a good time. He doesn't want to stop. He's happy. Or with movies or TV shows. Watch a scene, pause, and mentally summarize or reproduce what you heard. The benefit of mental shadowing is that you're building pattern recognition. Your brain starts recognizing how English sentences are structured, how ideas are connected, how meaning is conveyed, and then you can start using those patterns in your own thinking. I recommend doing mental shadowing for maybe 10 to 15 minutes a day. It's active listening with a purpose. You could do it with any English content you're consuming anyway. Now, I want to talk about something that can really accelerate your progress if you're willing to put in a little bit of extra effort. I'm talking about keeping a personal journal in English. And by personal, I mean just for yourself. Nobody else has to read it. Writing engages different parts of your brain than thinking or speaking does. When you write, you're slowing down. You're being more deliberate. You're encoding language twice, once when you think it and once when you write it. That double encoding creates stronger memories. Here's what I want you to do. Get a notebook, physical or digital, doesn't matter. And every day, write a few sentences in English about your day or your thoughts or your feelings. It doesn't have to be long. 3 to 5 sentences is fine. It doesn't have to be perfect either. This is just for you. You're not being graded. There's no authority judging your grammar. You're just writing English about your actual life. Here's an example entry. Today was a busy day at work. I completed 2 big projects. I felt proud of my accomplishments. In the evening, I cooked dinner, and it turned out really well. I'm happy and satisfied. Here's another. I'm feeling a little sad today. I had a disagreement with someone I care about. I'm trying to understand their perspective. I hope we can talk about it and resolve it soon. Tomorrow will be better. And another. I discovered a new coffee shop today. The coffee was excellent. The atmosphere was calm and peaceful. I sat there for an hour and read. It was a perfect way to spend my afternoon. I want to go back. See how those are simple, personal, and genuine? That's exactly what you want. You're writing about your real life in simple English. The recommendation is to do this daily, but even a few times a week is better than nothing. You're building the muscle of putting your thoughts into written English. After you write, you can read what you wrote and mentally review it. Think about the sentences. Imagine yourself saying them. This reinforces the writing and connects it to your thinking and speaking. And here's a bonus. After a few weeks, you can go back and read what you wrote. You'll see your progress. You'll see how your English has improved. You'll see how your thinking has changed. That's incredibly motivating. If writing feels overwhelming, start really small, just 1 sentence a day. Today was good because that's it. Over time, as it feels more natural, you'll write more. The journal is not about being a perfect writer. It's about using writing as a tool for thinking. You're thinking on paper, and that thinking strengthens your English. I want to talk about something that's really important, but doesn't always get discussed when people are talking about language learning. I'm talking about staying motivated, because here's the truth. You're going to have days where you don't feel like doing this, days where it feels hard, days where progress feels slow, and that's completely normal. Any change that you're making, especially a big one like rewiring how your brain thinks, requires effort. And effort isn't always motivating. Sometimes motivation comes after you've already done the work. So I want to give you some strategies for staying motivated through this journey. First, remind yourself of your why. Why are you doing this? Is it because you want to speak English fluently? Because you want to feel confident in meetings? Because you want to make friends with English speakers? Because you want to advance your career? Whatever your why is, keep it in mind. When you're feeling unmotivated, think about your why. Second, celebrate small wins. Every time you notice that you thought something in English without translating from your native language first, that's a win. Every time you have a conversation and it felt more fluent than before, that's a win. Every time you understand English content better than you did before, that's a win. These small wins accumulate. Third, track your progress in some way. Keep a simple log of your English thinking sessions. Every time you do a memory recall or have imaginary conversations or narrate your surroundings, mark it down. Seeing your consistency documented is motivating. Fourth, connect with others who are on a similar journey. Find a community of people learning English. It could be online, it could be in person, it could be a language exchange partner. Knowing that you're not alone makes a big difference. Fifth, remind yourself that this is a process, not a destination. You're not trying to reach some final points where you're done learning. You're on a journey of continuous improvement. That's actually good news because it means every day you're making progress, even if it feels small. Sixth, use affirmations. Tell yourself encouraging things in English. I'm capable of learning. My brain can think in English. I'm making progress every day. I'm becoming more fluent. These affirmations are actually powerful. They shift your mindset from fixed to growth-oriented. Seventh, vary your practice so you don't get bored. One day, focus on storytelling. One day, focus on memory recall. One day, focus on imaginary conversations. The variety keeps your brain engaged and interested. And eighth, be kind to yourself. There will be days when you don't feel like practicing. That's okay. Take a break if you need to. The goal is sustainable, long-term progress, not burning yourself out. If you need a rest day, take it. Just get back to it the next day. I also want to tell you something from personal experience. There will be a moment, and you'll know when it happens, where something shifts. You'll be in a conversation or a situation where you don't translate anymore. Your English just comes naturally. That moment is coming, and it's worth all the effort. I remember when it happened for me. I was in a meeting, and someone asked a complex question, and instead of translating in my head, the English answer just came out. It was fluent, it was natural, and I realized in that moment that all the practice had worked. My brain had been rewired. My brain had been rewired. That moment is coming for you too, and every single day of practice is getting you closer to it. So when you're feeling unmotivated, remember that moment is coming. Keep going. I want to talk about something that's crucial for your mindset as you're developing this habit of thinking in English. I'm talking about mistakes. You're going to make them, and I want you to understand that making mistakes is not just okay, it's essential. When you're thinking in English in your head, nobody's listening. You're allowed to make mistakes. In fact, you should make mistakes. Mistakes are where learning happens. Your brain learns by trying something, making a mistake, noticing the mistake, and correcting it. If you're too afraid of making mistakes, you'll be too cautious. You'll think too slowly. You'll translate too much. So I want to reframe mistakes. Mistakes are not failures. Mistakes are feedback. They're your brain telling you, I need to learn something here. When you're thinking and you realize you made a grammar mistake, don't get frustrated. Just notice it. Oh, I said I go when it should be I went. And then continue thinking. You'll remember it better next time. When you're thinking and you realize you used the wrong word, it's fine. Your brain is learning the difference between that word and the correct word. When you're thinking and you realize you're still translating from your native language, that's okay. You're aware of it now. That awareness is the first step to changing it. Here's the thing. Native speakers make mistakes in their own language all the time. They use the wrong word, they misspeak, they correct themselves. It's completely normal. So you can definitely make mistakes while you're thinking in English. The attitude to take is curiosity instead of judgment. Be curious about your mistakes. What can you learn from them? How will you do it differently next time? That's the mindset that leads to real learning. As you practice thinking in English, you'll notice your mistakes decreasing. You'll be correcting yourself less. Your thinking will get faster. Your grammar will become more intuitive. This is all progress. This is exactly what's supposed to happen. Now, I want to talk about something that's really important. Everything I've shared with you today, all these techniques, they're tools, they're suggestions, they're not rules carved in stone. The most effective approach is the one that works for you. Everyone's brain is different. Everyone has different learning styles. Everyone has different schedules and situations. So I want to encourage you to take these tools and make them your own. Adapt them, modify them, combine them in ways that work for your life. Maybe you love storytelling, so you focus heavily on that technique. Maybe you hate having imaginary conversations, so you skip that and do more narration instead. Maybe you love writing, so you spend more time on the journal. That's all fine. The key is to pick the techniques that resonate with you and make them part of your life, because the technique you'll actually do consistently is always better than the perfect technique that you won't do. Think about your personality. Think about your preferences. Think about your schedule. Then design a practice that fits your life. If you're a morning person, do your major practice in the morning. If you're a night person, do it in the evening. If you're busy during the week, focus on the weekend. If you have a long commute, use that time for narration practice. The point is that you're creating a sustainable practice that actually fits into your real life, not some theoretical practice that sounds good but never actually happens. Also, remember that you can start small and build. You don't have to implement everything at once. Start with 1 or 2 techniques that sound appealing to you. Get comfortable with those, then add more. I had a student who started with just memory recall before bed. That was it. After a month, she added narration during her commute. After 2 months, she added storytelling. A year later, she was thinking in English for large portions of her day, but she built up to it gradually. That gradual approach worked better for her than trying to do everything at once would have. So find your own pace. Find your own way. As we're wrapping up, I want to talk about something bigger than just English thinking. I want to talk about what it really means to achieve this. When your brain starts thinking in English, something profound happens. You're not just learning a language, you're gaining access to a different way of thinking, a different perspective on the world. English is spoken by nearly 2 billion people worldwide. When you can think in English fluently, you can communicate with all of them. You can read literature, watch films, listen to music, consume content from all over the world. That's incredible. More than that, you're building a skill that will benefit you for your entire life. Career advancement, personal relationships, travel, intellectual growth, all of these things are enhanced by genuine fluency. But beyond the practical benefits, there's something deeper. When you learn to think in another language, you realize something important. Your native language is not the only way to think. There are other ways of structuring thoughts, other ways of expressing ideas, other ways of experiencing the world. This makes you a more flexible thinker. This makes you more creative. This makes you more empathetic because you understand that the way you think is not the only way. And honestly, that's transformative. That's not just about language. That's about becoming a more sophisticated human being. So the journey you're on, it's bigger than English. It's about expanding your mind. It's about challenging yourself. It's about becoming someone who can navigate different languages, different cultures, different perspectives. I'm genuinely excited for you because I know what's possible. I know what real fluency feels like, and I know that with consistency and the right approach, you can get there. All right, so we've talked about a lot of techniques today. Now I want to give you a clear action plan so you can start right away. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. I want you to feel empowered and ready to take action. Here's what I want you to do starting tomorrow. First, pick 2 techniques that resonate with you most. Maybe it's morning narration and evening memory recall. Maybe it's storytelling and imaginary conversations. Whatever feels right to you. Second, commit to doing these 2 techniques every day for the next 30 days. 30 days is enough time to build the habit. Mark it on your calendar, track your consistency. Third, in the morning, do one of your techniques. Give yourself at least 5 to 10 minutes. Think in English about your morning, what you plan to do, what you're grateful for, whatever fits your chosen technique. Fourth, throughout the day, look for moments to practice. When you're commuting, narrate your surroundings. When you're eating, describe your meal. When you're making a decision, decide in English. Fifth, in the evening, do your second technique. If it's memory recall, spend 10 to 15 minutes rewinding your day in English. If it's something else, do that. Sixth, write down what you notice. Are you thinking in English more automatically? Are you pausing less to translate? Is it getting easier? Track these observations. Seventh, after 30 days, evaluate. Is this working? Do you feel progress? If yes, add another technique. If something isn't working, swap it for something else. Here's the timeline I recommend. Weeks 1 and 2. The new habit feels weird and unnatural. That's normal. Push through. Your brain is rewiring itself. Weeks 3 and 4. It starts feeling less weird. You're remembering to do it without being reminded. You might notice small improvements. Month 2. It's starting to feel more natural. You're thinking in English more automatically in some situations. You're seeing real progress. Month 3. English thinking is becoming a normal part of your day. It's no longer a forced exercise. It's becoming integrated into how you think. Months 4 and beyond, you're thinking in English throughout significant portions of your day. It's becoming your default in many situations. A year in, you've likely experienced that magical moment where you realize you're thinking in English without consciously choosing to. It's become natural. But everyone's timeline is different, and that's okay. Some people progress faster. Some take longer. The important thing is consistent, regular practice. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with some final thoughts. First, believe in yourself. Your brain is capable of this. It doesn't matter what your age is, what your background is, how long you've been trying to learn English. If you're willing to practice these techniques consistently, your brain will adapt. Second, be patient with yourself. Real change takes time, but small, consistent efforts add up to big changes over time. Trust the process. Trust your brain's ability to learn. Third, remember that this is a journey, not a destination. You're not trying to reach some final point where you're perfect. You're on a continuous path of improvement, and that's good. It means you never stop growing. Fourth, celebrate your progress, no matter how small it seems. Every moment you think in English without translating is a win. Every conversation that feels a little more fluent is a win. Every day you practice is a win. Fifth, stay connected to your why. Remember why you started this journey. When it gets hard, when you feel unmotivated, come back to that why. It will pull you through. And sixth, enjoy the process. Learning is one of the most rewarding things you can do. The fact that you're willing to challenge yourself and grow is amazing. Celebrate that about yourself. I'm genuinely excited for you because I know what's on the other side of this. I know what fluent English thinking feels like. I know how confident and capable you'll feel when you can think and speak naturally without translation. It's coming. Every day of practice is getting you closer to it. So start tomorrow. Pick your techniques, start practicing, track your progress, and keep going. This is the beginning of something really exciting for you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Thank you for being willing to invest in your own growth and learning. If this episode helped you, I hope you'll come back for more. If you have specific questions or challenges, feel free to reach out. I'm here to support you. Until next time, remember this: your brain can think in English. You just have to give it the opportunity and the practice. So start today. Think in English. You've got this. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.